Hello, this is a game between Satospawn. This is myself, the white Protoss in the bottom left, and this is Underscore, otherwise known as Kyle, in the bottom right as the purple Zerg. So this is game 3 of a best of 7 between the two of us, just for fun. Neither of us are pro or anything, but we have fun saying who's better. Prior to this game, we were 1-1. You won the first game and I won the second. Just speeding up the beginning here, I'll slow back down. So, pylon down, still nothing. Spawning pool coming at 117. Satospawn, myself sending out a probe to scout, a gateway being put down for Satospawn, an overlord and a drone coming for Kyle. Everyone's scouting. However, I thought this was a 2-player map and assumed that he was going to be in the top right corner since I was in the bottom left. So completely mis-scouted this one. You'll see how that comes into play later. Spawning pool about 3/4 of the way done. Gateway almost done, 4/5 I guess. Throwing that fraction out there. A pylon, an extra pylon going down for Satospawn. 2 probes sitting there doing nothing. Kyle getting 4 Zerglings right off the bat. I'm sure he's about to turn that larva into a ling as well. 1 zealot on the way for Satospawn. Forge about halfway down, a little over halfway. 3/4 I guess now. 4 Zerglings just finished for Kyle. 4 on the way, 2 almost done. Those 4 are going to move out right away. This probe, after scouting this, realizes that this is a 4-player map and is now going to scout over here, which obviously is going to be completely wrong, and is going to allow Kyle to attack without myself knowing whatsoever. A second zealot on the way, so in theory I should be fine for dealing with this number of Zerglings, especially once the second zealot finishes. Cybernetics core on the way and an assimilator for Satospawn myself. Sunken colony down for Kyle. No extractor, no second hatchery yet. He has a lot of minerals saved up, about 500. While myself, I have only 170. Now here is when it gets interesting. A lot of Zergling micro around here. Because the pathing is so bad in Brood War, it's really tough to follow these Zerglings around with zealots. They get caught behind minerals, caught behind probes, and the Zerglings can easily just run in and out and just poke at probes the entire time, which is very frustrating. So Kyle, now with 730 minerals stored up, should expand soon, I hope, for his sake. So now 3 zealots of 3 Zerglings, so the zealots should be absolutely fine in dealing with this, and 2 cannons going down, so these Zerglings will be forced out very soon here. These 2 cannons will cover the mineral line and be safe. But the Zerglings finally go down to the zealots. Because of the 2 cannons, Kyle decides to keep his Zerglings at his base. With 900 minerals, I'm sure he will expand soon. Probe is just sitting up here idly, dawdling. This is me complaining about unit pathing because I couldn't kill his Zerglings for so long. And I must have lost 6 or 10 probes just right there. I mean, maybe 10's a bit too much, but about 6. This drone is probably going to be the expansion drone. Yes, it is. So that's at about 440. He obviously has this rally point way out here, which he needs to reset. Probably is doing right now. But here comes my probe. Oh, hey, look, a drone. Yeah, I finally found them. Woo! Oh, dang it. And it dies. Which is all too sad. So, some pylons going down to help myself since I'm supply blocked as usual. Kyle, however, does not use the build order with supply blocking, instead builds overlords. I like to supply block myself. I think it really helps my strategy. So no dragoons on the way. Yeah, dragoon almost done. Had that cybernetic score for a while. Underscore getting a second hatchery as well. So now he will have 3 hatcheries to produce from. He must have started this hatchery a while ago. I'm sorry I missed that. And he has this extractor now with 2 drones mining out of it. Again, he has this rally point set somewhere strange. As you can tell, both of us are normal players with APMs of normal sizes. He is going to expand to the top right here. A very hidden expansion that naturally any competent player would scout. But as I said, we're not professionals. So Citadel of Adun, about a little under halfway done. 2 dragoons on the way, 2 dragoons on the field, 4 zealots. Nothing exciting going on at the moment. Kyle is droning up, trying to fill up his expansions. His upper expansion is about halfway done. And he has not building any more drones, or I mean rather building more drones, no more zerglings at the moment. These zerglings are going to come down here and not engage, but instead look to see if I've expanded, which I have not. And seeing that, Kyle will decide that he doesn't want to attack. I probably have too many attacking units for him to deal with, but he will start attacking this power generator, which is a link into my base, basically. He can't actually get into my base, but if I had mined these minerals here, hadn't expanded here, and mined these out, then that would be an entrance into my base. I'm moving out now, and see these zerglings and say, hey, I know I can kill those, so let's get rid of those before I move into his base. So here I am with 4 dragoons and 3 zealots, planning on going to attack Kyle. I'm actually completely expecting this attack to fail. I assume that he's far more prepared than he is. Hydralis Den about 3/4 of the way done. Zergling speed just about finished, just finishing right there. He has no upgrades for his Zerglings, even though he does have an Evo chamber. So now I'm engaging him here. He just finished creep colonies, and they're starting as sunken colonies now. And as I come down here, I'll just clean these up before they even become sunken colonies. That was easily destroyed. So he's now building Zerglings like a madman, even though he doesn't have the larva to outdo me at the moment. He's gonna run these drones away. Who cares about drones anyways? I want the hatchery. I am building 1 dragoon at the moment. I am supply blocked. As I said, I worked that into my build. The Zerg player, however, Kyle, is not supply blocked in the least. And he's probably thinking, well, I'm okay. I had this expansion up here I'm not doing anything with, so I'm now building 3 drones up here, I assume, which will allow him to keep up his economy no matter what goes down here. Even if he loses this base, he'll at least have 1 base. He does, however, only have 1 sunken colony here, which is probably a big mistake. It probably would have been better, instead of building all those Zerglings, to build a couple more sunken colonies, and then keep the Zerglings all back here and just give up this expansion once it was obviously dead. I should probably run these Zerglings back, which he does. Loses 2 there. Trying to bait me into a sunken colony. But unfortunately, I just murder all of his Zerglings and get out of there without losing a single unit. I have 3 Zealots and 6 Dragoons now. Whereas Kyle is only working up drones at the moment. Building some Zerglings down here. I think he's focused